rocking with the best. Who's the boxing show that's knocking out the competition? The kick-ass podcast that make you want to listen. The place where boxing fans and fighters rejoice. Thumbs up for Richie, you're listening to the fighter's voice.
I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio Show. Tonight can easily turn into the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast because our guests, they're so animated, they're so ready to go, and they're just high on life itself, and they got a story to tell. But before we get started with our show, we're going to be paying some bills, and we're going to be knocking out these bills, and I want to thank our sponsor tonight, our sponsor, Toscano's Boxing Promotions. The hottest boxing promotion, not just in California, but worldwide. I'm talking about worldwide. Just finished putting on a legendary Gate, pay-per-view Gate with Hector Macho Camacho Jr., along with the living legend himself, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Guys, you notice the way I said senior? Because I just want to make sure that you know exactly who I'm talking about. They're one of our sponsors for this evening's show. Also, if you run into trouble, man, and you need somebody in your corner, criminal justice attorney, Mr. Miles Harris, located in Fresno, California, 2115 Kern Street, Suite 101, Fresno, California. His number is 559-492-9572. That's Miles Harris. If you need somebody to fight for you, for your rights, he's in your corner and he's never thrown in the towel. Also, listen, you warriors out there, MMA warriors out there, or you beauty queens or your fighters, man, you want to show off your artwork, man. You want to show off some nice artwork tattoos, and you want to get faded up at the same time. That's Rico's Red Wave Tattoo and Art Gallery, and they also got a barbershop and a professional stylist that'll take care of you. Make sure you look good on the outside, inside, and you feel great. They're also located in Fresno, California, 7277 North Blackstone Avenue. That's 559-439-7256. Andy Ruiz, if you're still listening, man, we have your free tattoo waiting at Rico's Red Wave Tattoo and Art Gallery. Now, listen, man, those long days, man, I mean, long days of training, long days of studying, or just long days of doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, or maybe you should be doing in the bedroom or not in the bedroom, man. Did I go there? I kind of went there. And you need that boost, man. You need a rebound with Pound for Pound CBD line. That's Pound for Pound CBD line. They can be reached at www.pforpcbd.com. They have gummies, they have gel, they have caps, and they have the oil, and they have the cream. Make sure you get some right there, because if you need a good night's sleep, they'll help you go to sleep. If you need a rebound with Pound for Pound, hey, get these gummies, man, and they'll really help you. They'll make you relax, and they're proudly endorsed by the 4-division world champion, Mikey Garcia. Now, guys, before I introduce our guests, I'm going to make sure that I give him a proper introduction. I mean, we're talking about this man is undefeated. From day one, doesn't have a loss. He doesn't even lose his money, man. He doesn't even lose his mind. When it comes to losses, it doesn't go with his vocabulary. I mean, but, you know, the man doesn't act alone. He has a great team around him. I know Toscano's Boxing is endorsing him, and they're proudly promoting him. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, you know, iron sharpens iron, and we have with him his trainer, Coach Salas, is in the house, man, with Team Nasty. Team Nasty. And right away you're thinking of some nasty shit, right? But no, you want to keep it real. They're nasty in the ring about their tenacity, their will to engage in war. And you know what? Hey, at the end of the day, there is no loser, because when you bring it all to the table and leave it all in the ring, everybody leaves victorious. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight, along with Coach Salas, we have the undefeated knockout artist, a.k.a. the body snatcher, a.k.a. the only black dude that I know that goes to the body and rips it. And that's Wade Jones III. Welcome to the show, Wade. And how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thank you. That was a great introduction.
Oh, you got it. Wade, how we doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Wade, let's talk about the trip up here, man, because you texted me earlier and you said, hey, man, traffic is you know, it's jam-packed. If we would have took a certain route, we probably would have showed up about 7:30.
No, yeah, it kept getting worse and worse. It's at 6:10, then 6:15, then 6:30, then 6:50, and then 7. So
Now, who's telling you this? Siri?
Yeah, the GPS. The GPS
Okay.
telling us. And
Okay.
then,
Was it Siri or the GPS?
The GPS. Well, I'm using Apple Maps. So
Oh, okay.
either
okay.
one. But then they said we have an alternative route, save you 44 minutes to get out of there.
Yeah, there you go. Coach, when you're driving down here, man, what's the whole conversation like on the way up here? I know you guys are getting your clown on. I know you guys are talking shit on the way up here, and you're keeping it real, man. And that's what we want to do. What are those conversations like on the way up here?
We always have a lot of different conversations. I think up here was just more having fun, listening. I was telling Wade, because I'm a big Nacho Bernstein fan. For those who don't know, that's who trained Nacho. Marquez, Juan Manuel Marquez,
Yeah.
and he listens to opera music. So I'm a big fan of his. I kind of study everything he does, what he listens to, what he eats, the cigars that he smokes, everything. I'm really into the guy. So
It's okay to have a mentor.
yeah, and he's one of them. So he likes to listen to opera music. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot, and I like it.
Yeah.
It relaxes me and it helps me think about boxing and, certain, because I think about boxing all day long. But yeah, so today I was telling Wade on the ride over here, let's listen to some opera. Because, he's young, he'll jump in and throw some rap, and I'm cool. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, tone it down. But the good thing about Wade, he likes to listen to a lot of different music. So we played a little bit of opera, and then he showed me some of his country music, and that was pretty much our way up here, believe it or not. We kept it chill.
Wait. I'm supporting you, man.
Yeah.
And I want to be in a position where I can help endorse you and help maybe get on those trunks as well. That's the whole goal. But we need to negotiate, man. We need to negotiate with that country stuff, bro. I just can't do it, man. I put country on the same list as mayonnaise and onions, man. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
You got to listen to the right ones.
No. Well, I'll listen to the old track of Urban Cowboy, which is way before your time. But I can't. Yeah, I can't do that.
I only
man.
listen to like 3 artists. I listen to Keith Urban and Chris Stapleton.
I even said their names and
Yeah,
stuff. man.
shout them out, man. Those are the ones I listen to, man. Them country love songs, man. They get you there, man.
Have you
ever
Have you ever walked into the ring with a country song?
I will. I'm gonna walk out to some Lauryn Hill one of these days. I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. Just get people talking. Like just come into something super slow.
So right now, what
I
do
might
you?
come out to what's that dude's name? The guy. I might come out to gospel. Might come out to Never Would Have Made It or something.
There you go. Hey, I can do that. Evander Holyfield came out with that.
Oh, okay,
He'll
yeah.
come out with that all the time, and yeah, he stood on that. But if you're gonna do country, let me know. I'll go do something. I'll go barbecue or something. Once you're in the ring, you have my support. I will be there 110, 11%, man. I will. I'll just say, man, let's get to the intro, man. Let's go. I think you need to listen to Coach Salas. Since we're on music, Coach Salas, what's your music of choice, man? Besides the opera and, what do you do when you're just kicking back, having a cold one, or just some deep thought? What do you like to get down to?
Man, I listen to all kinds of different type of music. I can wake up in the morning and listen to Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that's right.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yeah.
I can go from that to listening to Too Short, some old school hip hop.
That's right.
And I like some of the new
Real hip hop, huh?
Yeah,
None of
yeah.
these today's stuff.
Yeah.
Real hip hop.
Some of it today's stuff is cool, but yeah, I'm on that old school. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was
and
messing with you,
Mexican
Wade.
music. A lot of Mexican music, a lot of corridos. We listen to that a lot in the gym. So yeah, that's pretty much my lineup of music. Hip hop, Mexican music, and some light rock and roll.
Okay, there you go.
Some Journey.
Hey, you can't go wrong. Steve Perry, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets down, man. Before we went on air, your music went on, and I said, oh, yeah, Jose Ramirez listens to that. And then he said, oh, no, so I'll give him a shout-out. You said Lalo's Boxing was listening to some tracks, and he posted a video with Canelo, right?
Canelo hitting the bag. Shout out to Lalo's Boxing.
And Lalo was having it, man. Yeah, he's doing really well. He's trimmed down now, man.
He did.
I wonder what Lalo's on, man. Or maybe he's just been kicking back with Canelo and everybody else over there or something, man. I mean, I'm just messing with you, man. It's entertaining. Lalo, keep up the good work, my man. He looks like a sex symbol, too. He does. He's been taking his time, too. Like, when he gets his fade, now he gets his fade on his beard and stuff.
He
looks
keeps
kind of
his
cute.
shades on. He keeps his shades on.
He keeps his shade on. No, he does. And even at night,
Yeah,
it's working for him.
That's what I heard. I went on live with him before a late night.
Yeah.
It was me, Lalo's, the homie Kane Sandoval out of SAC.
Yeah.
And what's his name joined on there? He's
Big Rich?
No. He's a fighter too. He fights at 135. He signed the top rank. I forgot his name. Ordono.
Okay.
Joseph Ordono.
Yeah.
I think that's his name. He jumped on there and we were all laughing, joking around, and
there you go.
they're saying he keeps his shades on. He never takes them
No,
off.
man. Hey,
And he had him on the live.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, you don't want people to know you're high. so you keep your shades on, man. And this is, it is what it is. See, I'm clowning on Lalo right now. Right now he's going to go, Rich, I got you, bro. Don't get me going because Lalo will just blow you up on Instagram. Lalo is a self-proclaimed, and he backed up his words as one of the hottest. I'm going to say props to the other ones too. One of the hottest boxing pages in Instagram. And Lalo's doing a great job. I remember meeting him before he did the Instagram, before he got started, and he's doing good stuff, man. They need more Lalo's boxing out there. And, it just helps the sport, man.
Yeah.
But I want to give my dude a shout-out, too, Lukey, man. Because, Lukey, I've been tagging you, my man. I've been tagging you. I've been tagging you, bro. See if you have any questions for Wade right here. So, speaking of questions, man, and let's talk about the whole being undefeated, man. I mean, people in Stockton, they share their views with me. But, I mean, people from Fresno share their views with me, too. So, you got your supporters, and then you got your pretenders, and then you got your contenders, and et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of people went up to me and wanted to put stock in other fighters, that signed with your promotion. And I support them. I do. But when I see certain things in an individual, when I see certain things in a fighter, when I see him just the way he holds himself but takes care of stuff in the ring, you definitely have my support. And I did tell my producer, Mateo, I said, if you had $1,000, put $900 on Wade.
Appreciate that.
No, I'm telling you, man. And I don't stand alone. Yeah. So I don't want to say you're Stockton's finest or Stockton's your town, but you have every right to claim it, just like the Diaz brothers and just like Gabriel Flores Jr., who's going to be fighting this Friday on ESPN Live in a tough fight. And I'm going to get your take on that. You're not one to really talk. You take care of all your talking and discussion inside of the ring. I just got to ask you this, man. Where did the body attack come from? Is that something Coach Salas installed in you, or did it come natural, or did he see it, he just enhanced it, or it's just your go-home punch?
I'd like to say it was natural, but he also, perfected it and just, brought it out more. When a good coach sees what you're good at, they work on that a little more.
Fixed your feet a little bit, make sure you get that torque, and it comes down natural.
I did everything right, So we've been working on doing work to the body since I got with them, really.
Yeah.
And it's just been getting better and better. Like the same punches that I've landed, I stop people now with to the body.
You got power, bro. You got power. Wherever you hit them, they're gonna feel it, man.
Yeah. I think my first knockout was a body shot in the first round in the amateurs, and then I got that in my last fight, and a couple fights before that I got it again. So it's nothing new.
Coach, that says a lot when a fighter is able to go to the body, because when to throw it correctly, you're exposed.
Yeah.
So you don't just throw it. You have to set it up. You have to bait them in and let them know, hey, man, I'm willing to risk it all with this body shot, because you can throw it scared or backing up. That's not going to do anything. But when you sit down on it, like Julio Cesar Chavez, and you torque it with those feet, hey, man, it's nasty.
Yeah,
just like Team Nasty.
That's right. Chavez is one of the fighters that I DM to Wade a lot.
Yeah.
Since I've had Wade, we've pretty much came up with the game plan of him turning pro. The game plan was always for him to get just a few amateur fights, get the experience. So I never had the intention of teaching him amateur style, because he came to me at 16 years old. So he was already grown. He only had, what 4?
17.
No, 17. How many amateur fights do you have? 6?
I had 4.
He had 4, and you were like 1 and 3.
1 and 3, yeah.
So he only won 1. He had lost 3 when he came to me. He was just a kid. And then the natural build that I seen in Wade, I already knew what I can do with him.
Yeah.
Working with him a few days, and then his attitude, his
the athleticism, you saw that too.
Yeah, definitely. So I already had a style in mind that I wanted for him, because of the natural way that he fought, I didn't want to mess with that too much.
Yeah.
He's a volume puncher, he throws a lot of punches. And we didn't want to take that away. We just wanted to perfect his jab, give him different jabs. But the body shot's something that I teach all my fighters, and something that's always going to be in all of my fighters. And
that's putting together a complete fighter.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of them for sure. But I think one of the most important things about landing great body shots, or any punch, is what you do before you throw the punch.
Exactly.
And that's what we work on a lot. So
exactly.
And there's a lot of different things that you can do before you let that punch go. And the reason why
you don't lead with it.
No, you could. No. You don't, but you could.
You
yeah,
can.
Depending on where you have the fighter. Yeah. But it's not.
It's risky, just like leading with an uppercut.
Exactly. So, but if you look at Wade, he does certain things before he goes to the body, and he just does it naturally, because he's been doing it for so long. Like he said, he stopped a couple people in amateurs doing it. And it took a long time to perfect. I mean, he used to throw it low a lot. He used to hit people in the head. Remember, Wade? And because because it was some, like you said, working on the torque, on the dipping, and Wade had really long arms. He was really skinny and a little bit uncoordinated at the time. But now it's damn near perfect. Yeah. So he's coming along really, really good. And he's just like what you're seeing now is just the beginning. I mean, just imagine how he's gonna look 2 years from now. Mm-hmm. The way, I mean, you would think he had 150 amateur fights the way he looks. And a lot of people say it, and he only has 30 amateur fights.
I'm going to say this, and you could agree or disagree with me. A lot of people make that transition as a professional. Some great athletes, amateur athletes, they can't make that transition to the pros. They just can't. Well, yes,
most can't.
Yes, most.
Yeah.
And I hate to use the word bust, but you can use the word disappointment, but it's a whole different transition. Mm-hmm. Some people are just tailor-made for pro ready already. Mm-hmm. Like as if to say, Coach, I don't know if you said this, but you saw him in the amateur, and you're like, I'm not even worried about the losses. I'm looking at the big picture, because once I get him in the pros, all this is going to be resolved. Because you got guys with colorful records, 150 wins, 12 losses in the pro, which is good, but they don't make that transition. I mean, as an amateur, they don't make that transition as a professional. Mm-hmm. They can't. They might have had power as an amateur, and they don't bring their power with them, or sometimes it could be the other way around. First of all, you know what? I want to give acknowledgement, because I don't want to forget about Stockton's own Kilo the Kid Madera. And
what's
also,
up, Kilo?
And also Hector.
What's up, Hector?
Madera.
It's all love for my boys.
Yeah, exactly. And Kilo will fight anybody with two hands. And Hector's been doing great. He's also an undefeated fighter. We've had a conversation last week about him coming on the show once he gets a fight date. And it looks like I'm hearing Kilo may get that rematch.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Because of the Madman victory, Marcos Madman Hernandez. First of all, congratulations to Marcos. Henry, Joseph, and Markey, that's what's up. And, Madman did a great job. He came in as the B side.
Yeah, I seen
and
that.
left with the A side with every option open. I was most impressed with Coach. I don't know if you saw the same thing I did. He wasn't winded this time in the second half of the fight. 10 rounds, and he wasn't winded. And in the 9th round, he was having fun. And I want to ask you a question. Because you always get the knockout real early. Even though because you're a volume puncher, how much times are you tensed in there, or do you just have fun off the gate?
I'm just real focused. I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't think about anything but what I'm doing when I'm in there. Like when it comes down to fight time, but it's fun. Like it's fun to me. Like when they're fighting back and they're it's just fun. Like I like that. But it's like
the competitiveness. You like that?
I'm a competitor, so it's like I look forward to just going at it. This is like this is what I love to do. So it's fun, but I'm not thinking of fun. I'm not thinking of nothing. I'm just thinking about handling business when I'm in there. It's just like straight face. I'm not worried about.
Do you create your own animosity to your opponent, or just say, "Hey, I have a job"? Do you?
Yeah, like as soon as
because I'm looking at these stare downs, I'm like, "Damn, dude, it's just." The fight hasn't even started.
As soon as I see him at the weigh-ins, I hate him.
And Coach, you know this look. Wade, when I see you, I don't see you looking at you look through him.
Oh no, yeah. I when I get to the it's like when I'm at the when it comes down to the weigh-ins, I don't think nothing of my opponent negatively. I just think I'm coming here. It's a sport, stuff like that. But when I see them, I just hate them, and I just want to hurt them. As soon as I see them, I just want to hurt them until after the fight. And depending on what they do at the stare down or whatever, I hate them for a couple more days until. So we'll see. But I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. I just get real angry.
And that's why he listens to country music.
Oh, to
relax. Honestly, I listen to love songs.
No, you do.
Because he's mean in
that. No, yeah, naturally. Mean. Like I'm only this nice because he made me this nice. I used to be way worse.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm working on my temper too, but I don't see myself listening to country music. I don't.
It's not for everybody. I used to hate
it's not for everybody.
I used to hate on country music too.
I may try
opera.
I think I'll try that.
The only reason I can listen to country music now is because I used to hate it, but I worked at a tire shop called American Tires or Discount Tire, and I worked there for 2 years, and that's all they were allowed to play. So after a while, it just grows on you.
You appreciate it.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Well, there you go, man. I'm not knocking it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I respect it.
No,
music is it's all opinionated. Every song, everything is opinionated. So no music can be bad, no music can be good to everybody.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, there's not two people in the world that are the same, you know. So everybody's different. I respect that. And what I mainly respect is that you're not afraid to step out the box. When COVID hit, you guys still competed. You guys still went in there and said, "Hey, I'm a professional. I can't afford to put my career on hold because of what's going on in this world." So as a fighter, you risked it all. I mean, you just said, "Okay, I got my shots. I'm ready to go. I'll go across where I need to go. I need this itch right here that I have. These two hands, I need to go display them." And you were very active, man. During the whole COVID time, how many fights did you have? 2?
During COVID?
Yeah.
4.
4?
4 or 5. Huh?
5.
We stayed.
Oh, damn.
Toscano kept us busy. We were blessed. That was a blessing.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing some things. I'm hearing some things that some roaring that there's going to be some fights in the Stockton area. But then I just heard another big name coming to Fresno, and I haven't got confirmation yet. But I just want you to know, I know. Okay, I haven't said it, but I know. Okay, so I can say it, and then if it doesn't come to pass, but I don't want to throw my source underneath the bus or say, "Rich, I can't be telling you stuff no more, man," or what's going on or how we find out, man. But you know what? I want to ask you this, and let's come point blank. Oscar Valdez, coach, he's fighting. After all, this Friday, as we know, he tested positive for a banned substance. The WBC said, "Okay, we're still going to support you. We're still going to sanction the fight. It's going to take place." I talked to some top-ranked people today. They just, nonchalant. Hey, it is what it is. Timothy Bradley, he had some words to say. Andre Ward has some things to say, and so did Joe Tess and the whole ESPN team. Coach, what's your take on
this? It's tough, but at the end of the day, who I was thinking about a lot, is their coach. You know, he just got Coach of the Year, and I know if I'm a coach and anybody from Team Nasty comes up positive with anything, it's gonna be hot in there. It's embarrassing, and you have to do better. Like, for instance, I'm not saying they did or they didn't, and I'm a big fan of Valdez and that whole crew over there.
As am I.
I love Canelo. I love everything going on, and I'm just little me. I'm nobody. I'm just over here. You know, we're doing our thing humbly. But you're asking me, and my thing is, for us, like I tell my squad all the time, that's where we got to be very careful who we bring into our circle, because you start bringing in strength and conditioning coaches, they start bringing in their supplements, their little things that they want to play with, and sometimes I believe sometimes that the fighters don't even know. I think sometimes these guys are so into what they're trying to do, and maybe they're not even, maybe they're pushing the envelope, but they think they're going to be okay, and then they push too hard, and then this happens. So that's where I think people have to be careful who you're bringing in the camp, because I don't think coaches, a real boxing coach, is prideful and wants to win legit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to have none of this as an excuse of why he's doing what he's doing. I know I wouldn't ever. So I think that you just have to be careful on who you bring in the camp, and you have to have certain things that you believe in your camp.
Ethics.
You know, certain ethics that doesn't come into the gym. But I just feel bad about the whole situation, you know, for you know, because it's hard, you know, when something like that happens. And you don't know what's word. I don't know too much about all that and how that will show up and why this and that, so I don't know. But I just know it's not good. That's 2 in that camp, and that's just not, it just doesn't. 3. Yeah, see, that's not cool, you know.
Who's the third?
Luis Neri, when he was there. He's not, Luis Neri, he fights at 122, he just lost to Figueroa. When he was with them, he popped 32.
Now, what is it? The carnitas, or what is it? I mean, what do you think it is? As a fighter, without insinuating or anything, and then we're gonna move along. What do you think it is? Do you think fighters are aware, or can actually they can go on not being aware? Like if I said, "Hey, go ahead and take this right here," or "Let me rub this on your shoulder and stuff right now because it's giving you pain," or "Hey, I'm just gonna give you a vitamin E shot."
I don't know. I know. I agree with Lionel. It could be the people that they bring in, because I know any real competitor, real athlete, they want to do it the right way. They want to win the right way, no excuses. So like, but just like you said, you got someone just say, "Take this." What is it? Oh, it's just gonna make you do this now. It's like, all right, you know, if you trust him, you're not probably gonna ask too many questions. But at that level, knowing what's on the line, you should ask as many questions as possible. Make sure everything's legit.
Here's my thing, Wade, and then I'm gonna move on. It wasn't like his opponent was a pay-per-view gate that was just dangerous, where he's like, okay, I need to get an edge. I mean, the guy has a freaking crocodile as a pet. I don't see – I'm in disbelief. I'm shocked. I really am. I'm taken back by it. I'm numb. So I really can't comment on it. But no one's exempt. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not pointing fingers or anything. I wouldn't I wouldn't think we'd be talking about it today on the show, to be honest with you. I just wanted to take of a trainer and, a little bit of your feedback. Not too much because you're the fighter. You're the product. And at the end of the day, you touched on something, Coach. You said these trainers or these strength and conditioning coaches keep coming in, right? But when they come in, it's just like an artist. I'm gonna draw the best picture that I can, which is a reflection of me. So a lot of times I want to endorse what I'm doing. I'm not saying this goes on, but it does happen. I'm gonna make sure what I endorse is always victorious. It looks good and it performs good. Looks good by being chiseled, being ripped. I'm gonna get more clientele. I am not saying that's what happens, but it's possible. I know a guy, and when it comes to supplements or anything, he likes doing it the old-fashioned way. And now I can't even say Charles Tremley. I got to say now Dr. Charles Tremley, who takes pride in his work of just working your ass off. And he knows, just like anybody else would know, because you would think, Coach, that would be career suicide to bring something into somebody's camp, put your name on it, put your logo on it, and jeopardize a young man's professional career who feeds his family. So that's my take on it. We're going to move along.
Just real quick, I just want to say I love strength and conditioning coaches, and I think they're great for boxing. I'm just saying that.
Great clarification,
Yeah,
Coach.
a lot of times those guys are the ones that come. Usually you won't see a fighter as an amateur come up on the ranks for the strength and conditioning. Those guys usually come later. You hire them, and I'm just saying that maybe it comes, and you just have to be careful who you're,
Well, there is some bad eggs. What to say? There is some bad apples, and I don't need to give names. Anybody who knows the boxing industry, they know whose labels should be labeled who or in what, etc. Now, Wade, you were born with some natural attributes. I mean, great stamina. You're athletic and great smile, by the way, too, man. I mean, that's your whole thing. That's your $1 million smile. If you weren't boxing, man, were you a football player, a wide receiver, a basketball player, track? What did you do? Tennis?
I played a lot of sports. I wasn't good at all of them, but I played a lot of them. I played baseball. That was the first sport I played.
What position did you play?
I don't remember. I was like 7. I wasn't good at it.
Okay.
But I played football. I was good at football. I was a defender. I liked to hit.
Yeah.
Like when I played Pop Warner, I was undersized though. So
Yeah.
like when I didn't play high school. When I got to high school, I wanted to be dumb, and then when I sparred up, I wanted to box. So
When did you put the gloves on?
To train, I was 16. I was right before I turned 16, like 2 months before I turned 16, and then.
What made you want to try it? What made you say? What was your interest? What sparked your interest? Watching fighters, or boxing matches, or you just said, you know what, I want to try the one-on-one sport?
So as a kid, I was always an angry kid. Just on that's how it was. The circumstance I was in, I was always really angry for some reason, and I always liked to fight. And then
In school?
Not in school, but at home. Like my cousins and my uncles and stuff like that, we always like to play fight. And
okay.
When I got to school, when I started going to school, my mom told me, you better not get into any fights. Like, and then like in 4th grade, she said, all right, go ahead and fight, because like I was getting bullied.
Yeah.
So like I finally fought back.
She gave you the green light.
Yeah, gave me the green light. Beat the brakes off this boy. And after that, I was like, oh, I like this. I like everybody cheering as I was doing it. All that. So after that, I was ready.
You like the clout that it brought the very next day.
Yeah, it was fun. I always thought it was fun, but then it was like, I never had like normally it's my family like laughing and stuff like that, and we're playing around. And then in that moment, it was like people wanted to see the violence and all that stuff. So, but when I got older, I got sent to live with my dad to calm me down, keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do anything there. All I could do was stay at home, do my work, stay home, go to school, go to the bus, all that stuff, stay home. School or home, that's the only place I was allowed to go. And I didn't know anybody because I grew up in Stockton my whole life. My dad lives in Florida. I was in Opelika, Florida at that time. I went to school at Hialeah, Miami Lakes. It's a lot of... Anyways, so on Fridays and Saturdays, I'd be up late, and I'd watch the boxing matches, the MMA matches. And I never liked to wrestle and nothing like that. So I just gravitated more towards boxing because I always liked to stand up and fight. I didn't like to do no extra stuff. I didn't live with my dad, so we didn't wrestle. I just like to punch people. So when I came back, they told me to come back. I had to play a sport, and I was like, I don't want to play football. I'm not good at basketball. I'm terrible at basketball. So I was like, I want to box. When I get back, I want to start boxing. So I came back to Lincoln, ran to somebody whose dad owned a gym. I started training there first, and then later on, I was introduced to Lionel through his son. Shout out to Sammy. Samuel Salas.
I tagged it by accident. Thanks for letting me know.
You tagged my other one.
Okay.
That's little Lionel.
Okay.
So his older son.
He's all, damn, I'm going to be on the show? He's like, shit, let me get my hair done like Wade.
He's
let me get my hair done like Wade.
So I met Lionel through his older son, Sammy,
Yeah.
or Samuel. and Coach Sam now. So we became close, and then he was telling me to co-train with them. So I finally left the gym that I was at, met Lionel. Lionel said he'll train me, and then here we are.
There's a lot of pieces that move around until you find that perfect fit or that chemistry. Because you can have an all-star team, but if there's no chemistry, you got nada, coach. There's it's just not going to work. I use this example a lot. Sugar Ray Leonard, great fighter, legendary fighter, was not the best trainer in the world. You know, it's just that wasn't his thing. Performing in the ring, that was his thing. I mean, he can do it in his sleep. He was just born to do it, and the rest is history, as they say. Now, what are your goals, Wade? I mean, in boxing, you know, what would you like to? Where do you see yourself in 2 years?
In 2 years, I see myself being a well-known contender, if not a champion. I see myself being a well-known contender, waiting for my title shot. I feel like I'll get ducked, so I feel like.
Why do you say that? Why would you say that?
If I was other people, I wouldn't want to fight me either.
Okay, I can respect that.
So yeah,
I say that. You know what I do say? Because when I start storytelling, I start saying, okay, I was kicking back with Emmanuel Stewart, and this guy came up, and then I start to realize I wouldn't believe me either, because I could see them turn away, and I'm thinking, okay, bro, I don't want to bring out pictures or go to the archives if I have to, but I wouldn't believe me either. I got crazy stories too. I wouldn't believe me. So you know, I can concur when you say, hey, I wouldn't want to fight me. Coach, you're holding
wouldn't be in a rush at least.
Exactly. You're holding mints for them, and you hold mints for other fighters from world class to just starting. What's the impact on your hands, man? When do you know? Okay, when I hold the pads for Wayne, I already know my shoulders are gonna torque. You know, I'm gonna get some little stingers here. What's it like, man?
Very explosive, very fast. Wade. So when we do mitts, we don't get too crazy because he's already hurt me before.
Okay.
You know, and then
just touching, just the movement.
Yeah, we go semi, but he mainly unloads most of his power on the bags because he will sometimes hurt my elbows. I used to try to use the body shot with him a couple of times, and we haven't used it since. It's been like 3 years. Yeah, I don't even like looking at it because of him.
So you did the Ryan Garcia challenge without the challenge, right?
Yeah, without the challenge, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. So no, but he's good now. He's super under control. Like he as far as he knows what tempos he can punch at. Everything's. So when he works with me, if every once in a while I might tell him, you know, throw a couple hard shots, but mainly we're working on speed and snappy shots. But when he feels the best is when right before we get ready to fight, like he feels his punches feel really, really solid and fast. You know, and that's what I look for when we get ready to fight, because usually during camp, he's sharp, but he's not as sharp as he's going to become.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Getting everything, and that's his job. When do you say, okay, coach, make sure I do this? When do I do this? When do you just leave it in coach's hands? Because it's his job to when you enter the ring to be the best Wade Jones possible. When do you know, Wade? Okay, I'm peaking right now, and when is that trust completely in his hands?
It's like that the whole way, honestly, until the last week. Then I'm like, all right, let me cut weight. I got it.
Okay. What's the weight like?
Yeah, because if not, I'll be trying to pat him up and be like, Coach, I'm cutting weight right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They be trying to have me pass out. But I'm like, hey, I don't need to do all that no more. We're not going to lose any strength or stamina in this last 4 days.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah. Sometimes before I would.
And you're a big lightweight.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
you are. You're. Yeah, I've met a lot of lightweights before. And I'm going, okay, I can blow this guy across. But you're a big. You almost look like a welterweight, bro.
No, and that's discipline. That
is discipline.
Yeah.
And that's youth, too.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it. Because when it's all said and done, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, I can see him as a junior middleweight, possibly maybe a middleweight.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I'm looking at his bone structure. I'm looking at his shoulders. Look like freaking cannonballs. But the discipline right now that you have, that's why you have all that power, man. That's Coach knows. I'm not trying to tell you something you've never heard before or overrule Coach or anything.
I've been told when I sparred bigger guys that I hit like a middleweight, too. I had one of my sparring partners tell me I hit like a middleweight. Another one of the sparring partners, he does MMA. He said that it feels like I'm hitting him with bricks. Like he's like, I've never been punched that hard in my life.
What's Wade's nickname, Coach? Do you have a nickname?
I don't. Wade Jones III. That's his name.
I noticed.
So my mama named
So Wade. So Wade's always.
Mama name. I like that.
Wade's always liked his just his full name because it sounds good. Wade Jones III. And when you announce it, it sounds really good. But like I used to always tell him, most likely either the fans or the announcers, somebody's going to end up putting a nickname on you. We're not going to do it because we tried to do it and then we just kind of left it alone.
Yeah. Let it happen naturally.
And what's been happening a lot is people have been calling him the body snatcher because you know, he goes to the body very well. So that's been kind of almost sticking, but we'll see. I've been throwing it out there too, messing with him,
Yeah.
teasing him.
I think my fourth or fifth fight, that's when it started. No, like I think like my fifth fight it started, and then it's been like coming back each time, and then now like after my last one, he's been pushing it. Now he's pushing it.
Or you could sound like a video game, WJ3. You know what I mean? I mean, one of those robots.
I
or
be trying to
something,
like
or-
I try to think creatively, and like that's not even creative enough. Everybody's doing that. Everyone's doing their
mainly in
initials.
football. Yeah,
Everyone's
exactly.
doing their initials these days. Like, I don't see, and I'm not that creative, so like I can't think of nothing too cool to where it's that unique. I like to be unique. My name's unique enough already. That's why I like to keep my name, because no one has Wade Jones.
Why not just unique?
Unique, nah. Unique Wade Jones, nah.
Okay.
Cool. I got Living Legend tattoo. I was pushing that for a second, just live it, because I got Living Legend tattoo on my shoulder, and because that's what I want to be by the time my career's over. I want to be a boxing living legend. I want people to be like, oh man, that's a legend right there, while I'm walking around. So like I got that tattooed a couple years, like a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
So I wanted that, but then I'm like, they don't run smoothly like that. So I'm just wait until I can't get rid of something, because I'm not gonna choose nothing. I'm gonna just wait till I can't get rid of something.
Exactly. Well, you do got a fanfare and you do got support. And I have a list of questions for you, but I want to get to some questions that have come your way. And this question is coming from Shally Hollis. First of all, he said, bro, he said, they're like me and you. I said, okay, that's exactly what I want. I want realness. And he says, Wade, at the end of your career, would you rather be undefeated knowing there was some tough fights that you didn't have, or would you have your legacy be that you fought every top competitor in your generation with some blemishes on your record? How do you want to be remembered? As an undefeated fighter who might have ducked the competition, or
I'm going out like Pacquiao, man.
or a fighter that has a loss or two but fought the best like Oscar De La Hoya did?
Yeah, I'd rather go out knowing fighting the best, not being scared of nobody, because I'm very prideful. I've been working on my pride a lot so I can stay out of jail.
I heard that.
So,
You and me
yeah,
both, bro.
I've been working on my pride a lot, so like I don't want to at my end of
The
career,
Wade Jones Show, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want people to be like, yeah, you was a great fighter, but you should have fought so and so. And how come? Nah, I'm not trying to have none of that. I'm not scared of nobody. So at the end of my career, I don't care if I have a couple losses, but from the best, if I,
Exactly.
all that. Like I said, I'm going to like Pacquiao. Pacquiao has 8 losses now. He's been knocked out a couple times, but he's a dog, and ain't nobody
Yes.
running up on Pacquiao acting
No.
stupid.
No,
So
not.
that's how I'm trying to go out too. People call
Or Sean Porter. Ain't
or
nobody running
Sean
up on
Porter.
Sean Porter. That dude
A
is
lot-
a dog.
exactly like
Sean, what's happening? The Porter way.
I since the easiest to compare those things is, would you rather have a career like Floyd or Pacquiao? It's just a career fight wise, that is, because if you ask financially, everyone wants to be Mayweather. But fight wise, I don't want people saying, oh, he was scared of this or he ran. I don't want to hear that. Like even if they're not gonna say that to my face or nothing like that, I don't want that connected to my name.
Exactly, to be brought up in the same sentence
Yeah.
as they say Wade Jones III. Okay, this next question is for a close friend of mine, Eric from Dog Boxer. He said, ideally, what is his main focus and goal when it comes to his division? And is there anyone in his division he's aiming for? Looking forward, where do you see him rise and bring home about? When do you see yourself say, okay, I am going to bring home about? When do you see that happening in your career? And who in your division would you love to share the ring with? 5 pounds heavier or lower?
That's a very good question. Like I'm not really focused on anybody in particular right now. I'm just whoever they say, hey, we're fighting, we got you this fight, we want you to fight this person. Okay. So that's what I'm doing right now. I do see myself either like fighting for a title or having a title in 2 or 3 years, 2-3 years from now. Whether I'm just going with the flow. I'm just staying in my lane, going with the flow. I'm ready. I trust my team, so wherever they think I'm ready for, I'm ready for. So that's how I'm coming with it. But I don't really know. I don't really watch people like to like, oh, I love to fight them. Like, oh, I think they'll be good because at the stage I'm
But
at,
you do pay attention.
I do
who's
pay
in your
attention.
division.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love boxing. I'm watching everything. So like at 135, 140 is a real 130 because I fight at 130. I'm campaigning at lightweight right now, And I don't know who's going to be there by the time it's my turn to get a title. I don't know if it's going to be people from 130 moving up to 135.
Exactly.
Or the people at 135 that are going up to 140.
That's fair.
Or if I'm going to be at
assessment.
or if I'm going to be at 140 and the champions there at 147. So the way my division, my lineup is looking, it can be anybody at this point. So I'm not going to focus.
Is there anybody personal you would just love to share the ring with?
Nah.
No. I can read your bubble. I can read your. It's cloudy, but I'm not gonna prophesy. But I can read the freaking bubble, and I can. And that's a big shout out to Eric Hernandez with Dog Boxer. Actually, he was in a surprise visit. Be here and be co-host today because the last time you were on the show, he was gonna be a co-host and listen to some things that should have never taken place. Never again will I wear handcuffs on. I control the fighter's voice, plain and simple. I'll have co-hosts who I choose to have co-hosts. Eric Hernandez, Dog Boxer, you're my co-host when it comes to boxing. Shally, we're going to be doing some work together. And you got Co Escovedo in the MMA world. So I just have
what
to
up,
say,
Shally?
Shally, what's happening? What's happening? Hey, sometimes Shally have it braided up. He'll have it froed out, or he'll just have it relaxed to the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But have you seen him ride his bike? I mean, that fro, it just wants to come off.
It just floats with the wind.
No, but it works for him because it kind of like a cape. It like it just turns into a cape. You know, but he's able to take the bumps real easy, like shocks. You know what I mean? My boy Shally. Oh, his head's burning right now. No, that's my dog right there, man. And we got some things that we'll be working with pretty soon. Speaking of working pretty soon, I talked to George today, George Toscano. Very excited about your career. Nothing but positive things to say about you and in the moves that they want to make in your career. Where do you see yourself leaning towards when it's all said and done? A PBC fighter, a top-ranked fighter, a Golden Boy fighter, matchroom boxing, and if I miss, or a Money Mayweather fighter. Where do you think would be the best fit? Of course, attached with Toscanos. But, you know, promoters do work together, as you know, Coach, and to get to the worldwide, to get to the title shots, to get to the world rankings. What do you think is a good fit for you? Or can you comment on that?
In my opinion, it to me, like, I'm not like, I don't ask for much. I'm not too much. It don't matter. Like, it really don't matter. Whatever is going to be beneficial to me, what everybody thinks is the most beneficial move to make, I'm with it. I'm not into like all the branding and stuff like that. I'm not like, I don't know any of these people personally. So to me, whatever is the best move to make is the move I want to make. But as far as off the top of my head, I think PBC, I hear they make the most, as far as I know. And they got majority of the belt holders over at PBC. So I know they say top rank. You go Terrence Crawford. He's on the wrong side of the street. You know, that's what they're saying. So it's like, to avoid that, I guess PBC is off the top of my head. Al Heyman and them. But I'm not stressing over none of that yet.
Those are good. And Coach, engage anytime you want to. Those are a lot of things people look at. But correct me if I'm wrong, Coach. It's also good to, when you do make that decision, that you also look who the matchmaker is and who the matchmaking is to make sure they have your best interest. Am I the A side? Am I the B side? And et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you know, Top Rank has a Brad Goodman. You know, Golden Boy has Roberto Diaz. All fine matchmakers. So it's always good to find out where the matchmaking is as a trainer. See, as a fighter, your job is it's okay to be concerned with all that, but you keep your focus. You leave that for your manager, your trainer, and your team, because don't get upset when they have meetings and you're not there, because they're looking out for your best interests. Coach will know who to remove out of your circle. Trust me. His job is to read people. His job is to read people in a good way, and his job is, hey, I'm getting a bad vibe here, or what you promised me the other day, it didn't happen today. So, you know, I say coach because you're with him all the hours, the majority of the time, minus your family. Sometimes he is your family. And before I get too deep on this and I get emails and text messages, Richard, you stepped out of bounds. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm keeping it real. So those are all big factors that you need to think about. Once you got the PVCs, the Top Ranks, the Golden Boys, the Matchrooms, and the Mayweathers. But I'm glad you're looking at PVC because you know what? they don't groom any fighters. They put you in there. They want to see. They want the dog. They don't have time to groom you. I'm putting you in there with the dogs, and when all the smoke is clear, I'm going to see who the bad ones are, meaning the top ones. So, and that's exactly what you want. That'd be a good fit for you. Me and Shelly were just talking about that today.
Yeah, so my take on that is pretty much the same as Wade. Like before we ever even knew about Toscano, we always talked about PVC and Al Heyman, because when you look at boxing, I mean every fighter that's with them can't wait to shoot out their name and show love. And then when you see how they live and the amount of money they're making, you know that he's taking care of them very well over there. But obviously for us at that moment, that was just a really far dream. You know, Wade didn't even have an amateur career for anybody to even come be interested in him, right? So we were blessed that Toscano around the same time started throwing shows and started believing in putting, local talent
stock in him.
Yeah, and putting a shitload of money and believing behind, his promotional company. We were blessed to meet him, and I consider him a really good friend now. We talk a lot. And and as he's growing, his vision is getting more, more tunnel vision. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be a part of, because he's been in the game 3-4 years only, and my goal would be to definitely stay with Toscano and work together, and then make that big move together.
Let me clarify that. I'm not saying leave Toscano, but an association with
of course, that's
PVC. Because
Toscano's open for stuff like that. He's a very smart businessman.
Absolutely. George knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
George didn't make his account like that for being naive. Okay, and he worked his you know what off.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He's a good hearted man. I like dealing with him directly. I don't like dealing with any pretenders, fakers, or whatever. Exactly. I call it like I see it, Wade. Okay, I told you I was gonna call it like I see it. When I talk to Toscano one-on-one, George, nothing but respect. The tone is calm. It's collective. There's no bullshit. It's just me and him. When he says something, it comes to pass. And I like to keep it that way. And I like to eliminate the pigeons. I call them pigeons because they're in every walk. I eliminated pigeons from the fighter's voice. I had to. I can't have anybody on the show walking home with 40 free T-shirts. You don't think I want a shirt? The minute I grab a shirt, I am no longer a host or a professional. I am a fan. And it's okay to be a fan. That's what got us here. You got to walk away from that stuff. Conduct yourself. We were covering Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor. Actually, this poster right here was given to me by the ring announcer. Gosh, oh, dang it. I better not forget. Mark. Oh, man, he's going to give me a hard time with Top Rank Boxing. Mark Chinook.
Nice.
He goes, Richie. Gives me this poster right here. And don't hit up Mark now and try to get all these free posters and shit. Come on now. So we're there at the fight. I'm going to tell you a quick story. And Marie from Wildcard Gym. She's with Freddie and Miguel Salazar was there. They're personal photographer. And Mateo was wearing the Fighter's Voice T-shirt. She never met him, or I might have introduced the two. I don't even know if I made it that far. She went to Mateo and she said, make sure you represent that shirt correctly. Make sure you represent it as a professional. And I just thought, okay, she's just busting his balls. And she goes, because we love this man here. And, she came and gave me a hug. And for her to say that, and Marie works with the who's who of boxing. She said, we're going to do the same thing with Manny Pacquiao. Just make sure you thank Sean. I said, I always thank Sean. We're talking about Sean Gibbons. And shout out to Marie and Top Rank Boxing, Freddie Roach, Sean Gibbons, and the senator and future president of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly. And when I say it, I say it without name dropping. It is what it is. Like I said in a comment, I wouldn't believe me either. But my point is, you can see the real ones from the wannabes, from the fleas, from the pigeons, and cockroaches.
That's right. That's 100% true. And you gotta have the eye of an eagle out here in this boxing game.
You do. And Wade, you're probably too young to understand this, but I'm pretty sure you will. It's even difficult to trust yourself because sometimes the decisions are so heavy. It looks so nice with that car, that change that's right here, but the longevity of your career and contract. I'm not telling you something that you're not going to be running or have that concern with, because you're going to be a prize fighter, bro, out of Stockton, California. You are. You just have it. You stay close to your team. You stay close to George Toscano. You stay close to your advisors. Let coach eliminate who he needs to eliminate, because he sees things that you don't, et cetera, et cetera. Just like when our mom, Mom, I don't want to take my jacket. It's hot outside. What does it do at nighttime, Coach? It gets cold because Mom knows best. So I'm not here to school you, man. I don't even know where that comes from.
No, I appreciate that, though. I really do.
I'm going to keep it 100.
He knows what you're talking about.
That just confirms what I already be thinking already. Like, I always, anytime I haven't trusted Lionel, it always went wrong. So now I just like, whatever you want to do, Lionel, I'm with it. So, and what else was I gonna say?
He knows I love him.
No, yeah, I know he has my best interests out.
So
We've been, I'm about to be 24 on Saturday. So it's like,
Congratulations. Big happy birthday, man.
7 years. We've been rocking 7 years close.
We see each other more than family. I mean,
honestly,
we see each other
I
every
neglect
day.
my family.
Yeah.
Well, boxing's a very lonely sport. It really is. It takes a lot of sacrifice.
So, no, I definitely agree with that. And I'm never too big-headed to take advice from, especially someone who's clearly successful and knows what they're talking about. So I'm not going to be like, oh, no, I don't need to, So it's all good. I appreciate the advice.
Absolutely. Hector Macho Camacho, he didn't send a question or comment, but he made a comment about you watching, because we were watching you. And Camacho, he was eating at the time. He goes, that boy's good. He goes, look at it. He goes, Richie, look. He calls me Richie. Look at the way he torques his body to that body shot. And that's what he says. He goes, you don't see us brothers going to the body much. That's what he said. I mean, those were the words, Hector Macho Camacho Jr. So, I mean, hey, you have the full package, man. And everything's going to come according to timing. When the smoke clears, you're going to be the one shining. Really,
that's what I was going to say. I agree. I have no doubt in my mind about that. Like, some people, you're like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know how it's going to work out. Like, for the past couple years, I've no doubt in my mind. I always say, I'm going to be balling. Like, when he said, I'm going to ball in a couple years. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm going to be popping with this. Like, I've been thinking that for, like, 3-4 years now. And everything that me and Lionel talked about is just unfolding right in front of us. And it's cool. It's cool, like, man, like, to look back, like, dang.
Yeah.
We said that, and then we did that. And I just see that's how it's going to go. Like, 2-3 years from now, when I'm fighting for a title, I'm like, remember I said, like, 2 years ago, I was going to be fighting for a title? Like, all that stuff.
Exactly.
They wouldn't want to fight me, all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and appreciate that, too. Thank you.
No,
because I feel that way about him, too.
Absolutely, man. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Shout out to Hector Camacho Jr., too. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Now, we're going to have some fun, man. I'm going to put you on the hot seat for about 3 questions. I'm going to put Coach on there for about maybe 2. This is the part of the show where I ask you a question and you fill in the blank. You finish the sentence, okay? When I was little, I wanted to be a
millionaire.
Okay, there you go. If I could go back in time, I would change
nothing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I won't change nothing, man. It got me here, man. All this trauma, all this pain, it made me who I am. So I'm not worried about it. Everything's happening good.
When it's your time, because it's not your time now, when you come through the gates of heaven and God welcomes you in, what question are you going to ask him?
The first thing I thought was, where's my people at? I want to see my loved ones that pass. Whoever passed that's there, I'm trying to go see him. Reconnect with the fallen soldiers.
Okay, I walk into Macy's. I got $100 in my pocket. I'm gonna buy me a bottle of cologne. What bottle of cologne am I walking out with?
YSL. That's what I got. Last $100 bottle of cologne I got was YSL something. It was kind of like bluish. I don't remember the name.
Okay, True Religion, Polo, Calvin Klein, or 501s?
For what? For shirts or
pants, outfit, gear, whatever you want.
501s. I don't wear none of the other stuff as far as jeans. So we simple out here, man. We grew up poor, man. I don't know about the Levi's, man.
Okay. If you had a chance to dance with J-Lo, or a love scene with her, or both, but you had to do it in front of 100 people, what would it be?
Love scene. I can't dance.
Okay.
I'm going to do what I'm good at, man. We're going to do that love scene.
Okay.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody, okay.
But everybody goes see. I ain't got to talk about it no more.
Well, maybe that should be your nickname, the freak side.
Hey, Team Nasty, man. We ain't playing no games.
Team Nasty.
We're going to call him Action.
Action.
I wouldn't even have to talk about it. They just look at me like, hey, I've seen that. Y'all like,
Action.
See the hip movement?
There you go. There you go. Coach, now it's your turn.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you could meet anybody in the world, who would it be and why?
I really want to meet Nacho Bernstein.
There you go. Well, I'm going to take this part of the segment. I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to tag him, and we'll see if we can make that happen.
That'd be awesome.
I hate it when
I lose control of myself. And not in a really bad way, because it's not like that anymore, but just even little things that I'm trying to fix,
that's a real answer.
within myself, yeah.
That's a real answer. Man, I'm getting confirmation on my own self, too. My favorite drink is, but I could only drink so much of it when I'm partying.
So when I stopped drinking beer about almost a month ago, I'm gonna take a couple months off. Not that I'm an alcoholic or anything like that, but I do like to drink. My favorite drink is simple. It's either Modelo Especial, but I would say Blue Moon. Believe it or not, I started drinking Blue Moon.
With the orange?
Yeah, with the little orange. I even squeezed a little bit half of orange.
Oh,
in there. Yeah, I've been drinking that for like the last few months. But like I said, I stopped drinking. I'm trying to just cleanse myself for like the next couple of months. Just something for myself.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
So coconut, 100% coconut water right now is what I'm drinking.
There you go. See, the hot seat wasn't too bad.
No,
it wasn't
not
too
all.
bad at all.
No.
It wasn't too bad at all. Now, here's a part of the question, Wade, where you get a chance to ask the host. Ask me anything you want.
All right, I wrote that down.
Oh, did you?
Oh, there's Canelo. Well, who is your most favorite fighter to interview?
Favorite to interview or okay
To interview.
Oh man. So if I don't mention the other 99, they're all gonna get butthurt.
Nah, just number one.
No. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard. I saw him there, and I knew it had to be perfect. I knew there was no room for error. There's levels in this, just like there is in boxing. There's no Either you can do it or you can't. And I asked myself one time, a while back, if I can't do this interview, then I don't belong here.
I like
It wasn't with Sugar Ray Leonard. This was because I asked myself that question a long time ago. But when I saw Sugar Ray, I already knew, okay, I have to ace this. Now, the light goes on, and I told myself, Richard, you're the best. Boom.
That's what you do.
And we did
That's
it.
what you do.
And we did it.
That's awesome because people don't understand how hard it is to do what you do. I remember the first time I seen you, it was at when you went to go interview little Gable Flores Jr. You were just chill, all normal. He gets in the ring, the lights turn on. Hey, you just went into straight action, and I looked at that. And you went into character that you're supposed to go into, right? And then you did your thing, and you were all excited and pumped, and the energy was right. And then I was like, wow, man, that is not easy at all. Because I used to mess around a little bit with stuff like that, and it's you have to really know when to turn it on. And like you said, you can't fumble, And it's really nice to hear that because you do got to talk to yourself like that. You got to tell yourself, I'm the best. You can't beat me or what, and you have to believe that. Go in there with confidence.
You have to. And things happen, and you just got to be witty enough and try to just pull yourself out. Coach, your chance to ask the host a question. What is it?
What got you into this? What got you into doing this for fighters?
Okay. What originally got me into boxing was my mom, watching boxing with my mom. I mean, watching Muhammad Ali, and she would talk to me in Spanish and about Pepino Cuevas, different fighters. Now, what got me into creating this platform for fighters was when my son went to heaven, I wanted to give back. And I was searching. I was looking. I go, what am I going to do? Am I going to wear hats? Because my son always wore hats. My left ear is pierced. It's been pierced since I was in high school. Richie wore two at times when he wanted to get geared out. I go, should I get another earring? Or should I wear polo shirts? Because he loved polo shirts. I was searching. I didn't know what it was. So I found my outlet, which is my serenity of a fighter, the fighter's voice, because I was fighting through pain. I was fighting to breathe. I was fighting to step forward. I was fighting to continue in life. So I got to make it positive. And my stamp, my logo, it had to be a stamp. And I'm looking at Richie's picture when he was the happiest. And I remember that particular day he looked up at me, and there was coffee there. So the original picture, there's a cup of coffee there, but he just gives me the thumbs up. Something that he would always do as a kid, a little baby. He'd get a double. He looked at me and go like that. When he was graduation, you see all the parents there, but he knew where I was. He goes, so it was always a thumbs up. So putting that together, and I knew I wanted to give a positive outlet for Richie to keep his memory alive. So I am the original fighter's voice because I had every reason not to want to continue, every reason to put a pistol in my mouth, every reason to drive off a cliff, every reason to go and just quit on life. But I fought through it, and in doing so, every fighter that comes here is truly blessed because they have a platform. Now I'm going to tell you something that's real deep. Every fighter, celebrity, actor, it doesn't matter. Once they come on this show, their career blossoms. Andy Ruiz came on the show, and I said, hey, if you win, you may get that opportunity. You may get a call. He got the call to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. He came on the show, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the future heavyweight champion of the world. Boom, became heavyweight champion of the world. Zoila Frosso came on the show. She didn't win her fight, but she got some great sponsors. Noel, the guy who plays Hector on Fast and the Furious, right? He came on the show. He goes, man, it's tough to try to get some acting roles right now. As soon as he came on the show, he posted, it was cool to meet Robert De Niro, but now to play in a movie with Robert De Niro, I mean, their careers blossom. Now, and I'm talking real talk. Real talk. And there's probably some fighters or some athletes that I'm not mentioning. Brian Cuss from Showtime. As soon as he came on the show, The Fighter's Voice, he's now with ESPN. Their careers blow up. So I do have my angel watching over me.
That's awesome.
And people that come on the show are blessed. And it is what it is. I mean, it's truth. It really happens. Toscanos came on the show. Now they're promoting worldwide. Hector Camacho came on the show. And I told Hector before it even happened. So Hector, we'll talk about a fighter's fee later on with that. I said, you and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. should share the ring. No, but I want to fight Junior. I go, no, this makes more sense. Since he's come on the show, his career's blossomed, getting calls from Snoop Dogg, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying it's me. It's the show, it's the brand, it's the product. So nobody's ever asked me that, so you got the whole truth.
I appreciate that, and we're blessed to be here. We're grateful.
No, well, thank you.
Thank you.
And don't look for the next day. Okay, what's going to happen? Just continue to do what you're going to do and let it fall into place. And like I said, you'll see what happens, man. And it's not coincidence. I'm not a prophet. I'm not anything. This show is truly blessed. I really mean that when I say that.
I feel it.
I've co-host Co Escovedo. He would say at first he goes, oh, it's coincidence, and then he just started saying, amigo, it's just, things are happening, because he calls me amigo. Things are happening, and it is what it is. So I appreciate being that vessel. I appreciate giving you a platform, because I could have talked to you and did you a 3-minute interview. Okay, when are you gonna fight? All about boxing, but now people know. I didn't know you love country music. I didn't know Coach is, no offense to your father, but like a father figure to you, because that closeness there. And I'm glad I clarified, when I mentioned Stockton Fires, that I'm able to say my boy Kilo and Hector. And also, of course, Toscano's boxing promotion in association with PVC. That has a good ring to it, doesn't that?
Yeah, it does.
And I do love the Wade Jones III, and I would love to ring announce one of your fights and introduce you. So maybe that'll happen soon, and we'll see. We'll see. Ring announcing is I do it just because I can do it, but I don't do enough of them where I got it down. Like, okay, down right here. I got notes here, and it's just, it just comes to me because we're just sitting back having a conversation, and I'm keeping it real. I feed off what the energy you guys bring. And I know the energy Coach is talking about, because you got to put that energy in there. You got to captivate the crowd, your audience, and give the product, which is you, the respect that it needs. My whole thing is treat everybody like champions.
That goes a long way.
Oh, it does go a long way.
You don't forget how someone treated you when you were nobody.
Exactly. I made many mistakes, Coach, that I'm not proud of. That I've looked at people and said, I don't think this guy's gonna amount to anything. And then I haven't told anybody publicly about it. That these people in the room know exactly. I can't even say it on the air. I wouldn't believe me, and I'm not ready to go there with that person until I go up to that person and make peace with them and say, once upon a time, it was this, and look where you are. Because I'm human.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this. I had 2 situations in my life to where that they helped fuel me that I won't forget. One, when I had someone tell me, I'm gonna try to keep it very vague so I don't throw anybody on the bus. But I had someone tell me, it was like, they told me I wasn't gonna box anymore, and I'm still boxing, and I'm going pretty far. And then I had another group of people laugh at me when I said I wanted to turn pro. Like, they asked me what I want to do in my life, and I should throw these people under the bus, but I'm not.
No,
Best
No,
reaction is no reaction.
No, it's all love now. But like, I had them laugh at me when they asked me, "What do you want to do?" Like stuff like that, because I didn't want to go to. I wasn't really. I'm not dumb. I always, not always, but I got good. I'm smart, so I could have went to school and did something, but I didn't want to go to school. And they were like, "Well, if you don't want to go to school, what do you want to do?" I was like, "I'm gonna be a pro boxer," and they laughed right in my face. I'll never forget that. And they support me now though. It's all good.
No, that's good. That's usually what happens. People motivate you. I mean, haters motivate you, and haters become fans. They've been fans since day one. They just don't want to admit that they're fans.
Yeah, and I think for most people that you're raised in that type of way, to be competitive since you're little, to try to be number one, to try to beat the next person. So it's almost you're conditioned to naturally hate, and you almost have to uncondition yourself that way. Like you can look like, I noticed a lot of the people that were around me coming up as a coach in boxing, because I've been coaching for a long time, and I noticed that a lot of times, like, coaches and people around or from different gyms, different cities, you know them, you go around, you're cool and everything, but they'll make comments, and sometimes they'll hate, even though they do want the best for you, but they'll hate, and it's because they're being competitive. So when they look at you and they look at your fighters, they want to find the negative in them and in you, and they're not even realizing that they're doing it, and they're just being hateful. They just, oh yeah, but look at the way they'll find the most dumbest thing. Well, look at the way his back foot came up, or look at, which we all know we can pick any fighter apart, and there's no fighter that's perfect, right?
Absolutely.
So, but coaches will do that, or certain people will do that, and they'll hate because it's almost like embedded in them. Their way of thinking is already conditioned, and you have to break yourself out of that. You have to look at people and be proud of them, and then look at what the good that they're doing, and look at the good that they do, and try to be more like that. And the more you become like that, the more you're going to be successful. People that hate, they can never get out of that area, because it's all black right there. It's all dark, And if you just start showing love, and even if you're faking it at first, and then really start, you know what, he is good. You know what, he does this is good, and start being more like that, then good things will happen to you. So I'm trying to convert haters right now.
That's all good.
It's okay for you to be a hater, but you don't have to be a hater.
Exactly.
And be cautious, and you have to be conscious of how you react. Like when somebody does good, pay attention to how you react. If you react, but it's because of that, you're a hater. You just relax.
Exactly.
Look at it and say, oh, you know what? It's because, and then find the positive. Because notice people around you, they're naturally, even family.
Absolutely.
They'll just they're just gonna point out something negative about the situation, because that's what they lean on. That's the way they were conditioned.
Yeah,
It's not even really their fault.
No, I agree with you 100%, man. And I was told by a very wise person. He talks a lot, but this I did capture with me, and I hold on to it. He said, Richard, the best reaction is no reaction.
Mm-hmm.
He was especially in radio, because I started off doing radio. They just threw me in there. They didn't teach me anything. They just threw me in there. And it's like going in the ring. Nobody taught you anything, but then you picked it up, and I fell in love with it. I want to do this for the rest of my life. We're going to launch in 3 months a Fighter's Voice Espanol, so that's coming up. And there's a whole nation of our people out there, Coach, that need to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to launch, the Fighter's Voice in Chicago, Philadelphia. I want to land in Las Vegas, but if we get a female to do it in Las Vegas, let's do it. I own the rights to it. I own the trademark. So let's have some fun together. There's a piece of a pie that's put together. My ultimate dream team right now is to have Shelly Hollis on board, along with Mateo, along with Eric Hernandez, dog boxer, along with Mark Davis, and along with Scotty, a designer, because I can't do all this alone. But I need someone to take care of the marketing. I need somebody. I don't want an investor, because the investors want their investment back with a cherry on top.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take a sponsor and give them exactly what they want, and then some. But I'm not going to ring announce for free, man. I'm not doing that for free. We will talk there, and I've talked to some other ring announcers. They said, Richard, don't take that pay ever again, because you make us all look bad. So this was a conversation that we had off camera.
That's not the market.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can't fight for peanuts. And actually, that was Eric Hernandez who tried calling me right there. He's like, Rich, you said this? Oh, I can't believe you said no. Eric's good. Eric's 100, man. I only associate with real people. Eric's very informative and has a respect, and I respect his work too, man. And yeah. And actually, this Thursday, I got to confirm with him. We have Mike Rodriguez, who is the cut man for Manny Pacquiao. He was going to work the corner for Oscar De La Hoya, but Oscar
Caught COVID.
Caught COVID, and our prayers are with him for a quick recovery.
Definitely.
And his brother Joel Diaz was going to join Mike on the show. So as of schedule, we still have Mike scheduled for coming on this Thursday. I mean, the guy is very intelligent and knows what he's talking about, and has schooled me a few times. And you know, our pride gets in the way, like what Coach talked about. But I'd rather have it done professionally the right way, as opposed to, oh, Richard, you're the best thing since. No, I want real talk. I like when they say, Richard, okay, your camera awareness needs to be this. Don't interrupt your guests. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. And they're giving it to me for free.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take that. So, you know, a lot of it is, man, what do you know? You don't. No. Just, hey, just take it. It's up to you if you're going to use it or not. You'll know in your soul and your body if they're talking shit or it's legitimate. You know what I mean? And they may give it to you with an attitude, but what do? They gave it to you free.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
If you can grab something on there that makes sense, yeah. Now, you know the hatred stuff, like, bro, don't even go to the body, dude. I mean, you're wasting your time. Come on, man. And then you know, like, okay.
Yeah.
Later on, okay, thank you. I'll call you later. And then you just delete them, man, because you don't want that stuff in your circle in your life, man. But Coach, I hope that dream comes true, because even as Coach, and you got to hear this, Coach has dreams too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bernstein, if we can make that happen in any way, shape, or form, we're going to. Maybe I'll see if I can, when I talk to Marie next time with Freddie Roach, and see if they can make that happen. I mean, or Roberto Diaz, he can make that. These guys that watch it, or these guys they can make that happen in one phone call.
That would be great. I can fly some of my guys out to his gym. We'll do some sparring. He can just teach me.
Dissect.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Nacho.
No,
yeah, I appreciate everything he's done for boxing, for sure.
Living legend, man.
He was blessed enough to train Ricardo Finito Lopez, one of the best fighters I ever did. He is my favorite fighter, and Nacho got him already.
Retired 49-0, I believe.
Yeah. No, it was the 50-0, wasn't it?
50-0.
Yeah. And he
never got the Carbajal fight.
No, he was too small for Carbajal.
Yeah, no, but they were always trying to match that up. They never got those two together. Yeah. But they were talking about that.
Yeah. He's the best. Yeah.
He had his hands like they ran from the first round.
Yeah. He did everything beautiful.
Yeah.
And if you look at Marquez and a lot of the fighters that came after him, they look like him. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And Nacho didn't get him from little. Nacho got him already bigger. Nacho says that, but you can still see Nacho's input.
Sometimes that's not even better, because you got to break them of the bad habits.
That's hard. That's harder, especially for Nacho, because Nacho likes to be very technical. So if he gets a fighter that has a lot of mistakes, it's a headache for him, like it would be for me. But Ricardo came to him nice, and Nacho did a beautiful job with him. Yeah. So yeah, it's just and just to put it out there too, I'm a big Customato fan too. So those are like my two. And Freddie Roach fan.
Customato. We had Richard Torres Sr. and Richard Torres Jr. on there. Richard Torres Sr. Would rub shoulders with Customato only because his dad was him and Customato. They got along real great. I mean, Richard Torres Sr. Came up short in the Olympics himself. But if you know Junior himself, I mean, he medaled in Team USA. He got the silver medal. They were actually in studio. Was it 3 weeks ago? So yeah, I mean, he can tell you some stories, man, and they all pan out. Everybody has stories to tell, but you can read a person to see if they're BSing you or not. Yeah. So a lot of times back in the day, I'll talk to Emmanuel Stewart, and so I went to Radio Shack, man. I hooked up this gizmo, man, where I'm able to record you on the phone, because I would do interviews with the Madera Tribune. I used to write for the Madera Tribune, so I'd write the whole interview down. But I still have those tapes of me and Emmanuel Stewart. So I'll bring them out in the archives one day. I'm just waiting for somebody from media to say, Richard, you're not who you say you are. You're not this. Bro, don't. There's no need to go. The best reaction is no reaction. I know who I am. I know. Did you say receipts?
You got the receipts.
I got the receipts. I got the stamps. Speaking of stamps, my mom gave Mike Tyson a card to sign. And before they had those pins, now they have the pins. Now they sell them all the time now, the silver or the gold one. But they used to have one. There was like a little stilly in it. You would have to shake it. Right, and if you leave it this way, all the ink's in the bottom, all the weeks. Long story short, it came out sloppy. So when he signed it and he gave my mom back the card, he got the ink on his thumb. So he hands back the card with his thumbprint on the signature, even though they're cleaning it up and stuff. And real talk, real talk. And we met Mike Tyson after he was interviewed by Larry King at the MGM Grand. Right when he was released. And nice guy, man, very nice guy. I mean. Nice guy, but you see him and you just have this reverence. Like, that is a bad dude. Like almost like that fear, but it's respect, and that's Mike Tyson there.
Yeah, definitely.
Black shorts,
nice
black shirt. He had his belt with a little bit of silver on there. He had some tanned, I'd say they're Timberlands. Is that what they are?
Yeah, Timberlands.
And this cologne that you don't smell every day. It was just badass. I mean, that's Mike Tyson, bro.
Yeah. That's the
and
Mike
his
Tyson
skin's
cologne.
his skin's all smooth, you know. And I didn't remember his voice being high pitched. You know what I mean? Cause no, you just see him right there, and you're saying, "Oh man, look at his shoulders, look at him," and he's just a regular person though.
His high pitched voice is his fan friendly voice. Where he's trying to be friendly, he's trying to relax, make people relax. And he's talking.
Oh, he is, and you know, support his great show. He has a great show, and
Yeah, he does.
one of his sparring partners was from Fresno, California, and that's the Jet. You know, from Fresno, out of Frank Alamon's gym. And, you know, man, time flies, man. I got to have you guys back. Shally said it would be a good time. He said, Rich, it's probably going to be one of your longest shows because these guys are real. But before we go, Coach, I got to ask you about that baseball cap. Is that from a AAA team or what is that?
This is actually
that
the
battleship.
Stockton Ports.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's our little semi-pro league right there.
Okay,
in
there you
Stockton.
go.
Yeah, it's just representing.
Yeah, no, I see it. I like it.
Shazam.
There you go. Yeah, I know that'd be a conversation piece.
Yeah, we're very you know, proud to be from Stockton. I mean, we
and you should be.
yeah, we you know, we
Now we used to
Stockton-
be 209 back in the day. Madera used to be 209.
Yeah, that's right. All the way to Fresno. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just one of those towns where it's definitely a fighting town, you know, and there's a lot of talent out there. We just need more people like Toscano, more people like you to just keep putting shine out there. But there's definitely a lot of talent and a lot of hunger out there in the city. You know, it's a tough place to grow up at, you know. So it's really exciting to because this has been a dream of mine for the last 15, 20 years to bring a pro out of Stockton. You know, there's always been something. I've always had that dream of building a pro fighter, but it was always the dream with my oldest son, Samuel, because we started since we were really little. But you know how things go. And as things went, you know, he's a really good friend of Wade going to school, and he's telling me, train Wade. I bring Wade over, and then look, now it's me and Wade, and my son is a coach now. So it's just really beautiful that the way it's all coming together and the way we're rocking and rolling, it's just amazing. And we're just going to stay in our own lane, stay humble, stay working hard, and go in there with that killer instinct and be smart and just keep chugging along.
Exactly. And it's going to happen. I mean, things are going to happen. I mean, I do the podcast, but, you know, I want to come in on a team, you know, as an advisor or color commentate, you know, one of the next shows. I would love to commentate myself, Shally, Eric Hernandez, guys
That's
that
the
know.
dream team. We need that.
That's
We
the
need
dream
that.
team.
I'm talking to Jorge tonight about that one.
There you go. Make it happen. We'll break it down. What are the keys to victory? How do you have it after 3 rounds, et cetera, et cetera. Not like, oh, when I was golfing last week, come on, man.
My God.
I just wanted to say, shout out to Stockton. I got multiple tattoos shouting out where I'm from. I got a Stockton 209 tattoo right here.
Well, who did your artwork, man?
I've been getting tattooed by everybody, man.
Well, hey, you got to get one by Rico's Red Wave Tattoo in Fresno, California, man.
wow.
Got to make sure you stop by there.
All right, I guess I'll do that. Sponsor the show. Shout out to Rhino, Jesse Witt. He did my Team Nasty piece right here. This little portrait of me in my last fight.
I like
Team
that.
Nasty right here, and so I wanted to shout out Stockton. I got 209 right here, and then I got a Stockton tattoo up here, and then I also wanted to shout out the team, Irving, Ciola, Josiah Ciola, Emily Ciola, Jay. I forgot your last name, brother.
Adi Correa.
Little Lionel Salas Jr.
Yeah.
And then I also want to shout out the homie Manuel Jaimes from Stockton too.
Yeah.
Do I
And then
miss
shout
anybody?
out to Coach Ricardo and then Coach Sam.
There we go.
Well, wait, how do we follow you? How do we support you, man?
You can just add me on Facebook at Wade Jones III. Follow me on Instagram at It's Wade Jones, ITSWADEJONES. And that's all I like to promote right now, as far as my social medias. That's where it's at. That's
Okay, I'm sorry, Coach. How do we follow you and support you?
Instagram.
Because I put nasty and I was like, oh dang, I opened up a porn shop. I was like, what the heck's going on here, Coach? I mean, you're not just you hold more than just mittens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, come on, Coach. I mean, what's really going on here?
No, it's Coach Salas Worldwide.
Okay, so you coach that too after hours.
Yeah,
so after hours, everything's worldwide too.
Yeah, no, it's all. The reason why worldwide was put behind it was because that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? Is to go worldwide. You know, we're from Stockton. We love Stockton. But one thing that Stockton has to do is open up their mind and think outside of Stockton and start thinking big, because that's what helps you carry yourself in a different way. If you're stuck in the same spot, then you move the same. If you start thinking that you want to get out, then you have to start thinking different, right?
Exactly.
So worldwide is that stamp of saying, you know what, we're going to take it worldwide and we're going to try to be as positive as we can and show, you know, the youth that you can you can come from areas like this, blow up, and then still do good things and still move smooth. I'm not saying that we're angels, but I'm saying the goal is to get up there, win the titles, and at the same time, you know, be able to give back and be able to, you know, to give awareness on certain things, you know what I mean, that we believe need to be, you know, talked about, you know.
A lot of things are very important, need to be addressed. And I'm glad you said that too. You know, another social media outlet, they proclaim themselves as the best in Fresno. And that was a jab at me. And I'm thinking to myself, you can have Fresno. I mean, I parked my car in Fresno. If your goal is Fresno, then you have a very, very small brain and a very, very small goal. I want all the way from Sacktown all the way to Baketown. I mean, and further. I want LA. I want New York. I want Las Vegas. I want to go rub shoulders with these guys. You know, I mean, Fresno. I appreciate Fresno. I love Fresno. But if your goal is to be the best in Fresno, then I guess you already achieved it. Because I did that 10 years ago. And you know, it is what it is. I parked my car in Fresno. I respect Fresno, but you got to look outside the box, and you got to allow yourself to grow, get knocked down. Bro, okay, this is acceptable now. You go there and you social media, you do your interviews. When I did it, it wasn't acceptable. They clowned me. Maybe because it was a flip phone and shit, but they did it. They clowned me. I didn't even have a microphone. Me and Mark Davis, we do interviews. He just hold the camera, and our vocals were very low. They would clown me, made fun of me. The same guys that clown me, made fun of me, I have their inbox today. When they clown me, and I have it, because it never goes away. When they say, hey, what kind of setup you got here? Man, I mean, I'm not saying this to that, but what I'm saying is don't pay attention to what they say. Keep going. They would clown us, period. Well, did you know there's an app for this? Did you know? Hey, man. And at the time, I didn't have all their fancy equipment, but they couldn't touch our grind. Because we loved what we doing, man. And you know, you pass those guys and you start to realize they're ignorant. And ignorant means it's a nice way or a harsh way of saying they just don't know any better.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's good because imagine if they all did. Yeah. Right. It's a blessing, even though they get on our nerves, but it's a blessing. Sorry, wait a minute, cut you off. It's a blessing that not everybody thinks like the way you do, because that's what's gonna separate you from them. Like I was the kind of coach, and Wade and them would always shoulder bump me or afterwards tell me, don't do that. When I would be around other coaches, I would always give them whatever I had. If I seen their fighter, anything, I would give my 2 cents. Hey, I feel you should do this. I feel you should, you're doing this too much, whatever. And now I don't do that anymore. I don't give nobody nothing because you give people stuff and don't even appreciate it.
Nope.
They won't even come up to the next day and say, hey, man, you know what you told me? I worked on that with my boy, with my fighter, and you know what? It worked. No, you know what they do? They go and they do it, and they come and try to tell you how to do it, which you just taught them how to do. Yeah. Have you ever had people like that around?
Absolutely.
That shit is insane.
I dealt with that.
That shit is crazy. It drives me nuts.
I dealt with that 2 days ago, and some guy questioned me about his. I don't even want to give him props.
Yeah.
Basically, they want my black book. Hey, do you think you can get Sean Porter to show up? Hey, what about Mikey Garcia? Hey, what about Freddie?
That's what separates you from them.
No. And even if I did, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So. It is what it is, man. But we can take this show over and over. But I just say we'd keep it real. Yeah. We talked about maybe this much of boxing, but we talked about life. And when you keep it real, you're gonna have followers. We kept it entertaining, but I don't know if I can go all the way to Mexico, bro. But I do want to cover your next fight, and I don't want to say never. So maybe I need to find my passport, get my ass down there.
You'll love it, especially a Toscano show down there. They're made nice. And just real quick, you want to tell them about?
I was gonna say you just need to come with us.
Yeah,
just come with us. That's it.
Exactly.
Okay.
You may not. You say you don't know if you want to come. Just come with us.
You know what?
Okay.
You and Shelly can probably come out there with us. Yeah. So the goal is, I don't know if you talked to George, but the goal is to bring back a fight back home at the end of the year. That's the goal, God willing.
I've heard that, and I can't say too much because sometimes I hate knowing too much.
Yeah.
Because then I want to say it and I can't or whatever, and if people think it's cliche or just always being big-headed or I just got a call today, and I'll say it. Ladies and gentlemen from Fresno, California, there's a strong possibility that Mikey Garcia is fighting in Fresno. Oh, shit. Did that slip out? My bad.
Nice.
My bad. I hate when shit slips out. I'm going to get a text. Watch it. Richard, you shouldn't have said that shit. It's not.
It's pre-promotion, man. It's perfect.
Yeah. And I hope Regis don't hear it because, damn, I just need to shut the fuck up. Huh?
Shout out to Regis, man.
Regis Pro Grey keeps it real.
Yeah.
Keeps it real, and he's a big supporter of the fighter's voice.
Before he blew up, I measured him, and he measured me back. And then now his managers probably take everything from him now. But that was back in the day. It was cool.
Yeah, okay.
He was trying to fight Hooker, I think. I don't remember.
What's his boy's name? Let me see if I remember. is it Corn? No. He has a name. I don't even want to look it up. Too many messages down there. What's his? Wait, hold on. It'll pop in probably after the show. We'll talk about it after the show. His boy. Yeah, talk to who Regis messes with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But hey, man. Anything else before we leave, man?
I just want to say thank you for having us on. Thank you for reaching out and just inviting us on and setting everything up. It was a great conversation. Thank you for sharing your platform with us.
Thanks for coming all the way from Stockton in studio. There's nothing like in studio, Coach.
No,
we can do Zoom all day, but there's nothing like in studio.
No, exactly. And I knew it was going to be like this. And when I was preaching, you were going to have it all nice and set up, and it was going to sound really good. The lighting's great. You do a great job. I got excited when you invited us on because last time I know Shelly, he came to us, which was super awesome too.
Yeah, I watched that. It was a great show.
But I wanted to meet
interview.
you. I wanted to see you and then,
That's
get
what's
interviewed.
up.
So this is awesome. We appreciate that because I know that you're going to be going up. And we're going to be right there
Hey,
next to you.
we're all gonna shine
Yeah, we're
together.
going to blow together. That's right. We're going to
That's
blow
right.
up together.
That's right. That's
Thank
right.
you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before I excuse him, I want to thank our guest, Coach Salas, Team Nasty. I mean, hey, man, if you want to learn from the best and if you want the tenacity and you want that heart, that corazon to go forward, man, hey, come to a hungry coach. He's on the verge of just having a world champion, and that's going to be his pupil, Wade Jones III. I want to thank Wade Jones for also coming on the show, coming all the way from Stockton, California. It's not an easy drive. It's not a quick drive, but I want to thank our guests. Make sure you follow them on their Instagram, and make sure you follow us and continue to follow us on our YouTube channel. That's The Fighter's Voice. That's www.youtube.com/TheFighter's Every fighter has a voice, and so do you, and this is the best part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Thumbs up for Richie.